We must distinguish here the difference between real facts and myth or slogans produced by PR professionals working for agrochemical companies. Despite 30 years of research and over 15 years of commercialization of GM crops, there are no crops that have been genetically modified to increase yields, produce more. Actually, the most widely spread GM crop in the planet, Roundup Ready Soy from Monsanto, has lower yields than other conventional traditional varieties. At the same time, we don't have GM crops which resist to the effects of climate change, for example. They don't resist to droughts, to floods. They are not tolerant to salt, nor use less water. These are all promises that the biotech industry is making since very many years without actually providing any evidence that this could happen. That said, the argument that food security and hunger can be addressed through genetic engineering is based on the false assumption that the problem of hunger is related to lack of food. In fact, nowadays we produce enough food to provide every human being with a sufficiently nutritious diet. Yet, more people go hungry nowadays than 20 years ago. The problem lies somewhere else. And far from being a solution to this problem, genetic engineering actually is causing problems. Not only because it's not capable of addressing the complex social, economic, and environmental problems that are behind food insecurity and hunger, but also because it supports the industrial, intensive agriculture system that is behind the reasons that cause hunger, and it deprives those technologies that are truly sustainable and that can really address the needs of the world's 900 million small farmers that are facing hunger and very many difficulties in producing food. The needs of these farmers, smallholder farmers in developing countries, are better addressed through cheaper, simpler even, accessible and modern technologies such as agroecological practices, biodiversity-intensive farming systems, and hence with modern biotechnologies such as marker-assisted selection, which are, in terms of results, are much better suited than genetic engineering and do not pose any of the health risk and environmental problems that are posed by genetic engineering. Now, if we look what is the most authoritative study ever conducted at international level, under the auspices of the UN, many UN agencies, and the World Bank, I'm referring to the International Assessment of Agriculture, Science and Technology for Development. These studies, which have been carried out by 400 scientists over 4 years and costed something more than $10 million, found that GM plays no role in ensuring food security, and in eradicating hunger. Yet, biotech companies keep saying that, or keep using hunger, food insecurity, and climate change as arguments to try to sell more of their products. One of the examples, one of the successful examples that the biotech industry keep referring to when promoting GM crops is cotton, GM cotton in India. We released a report which clearly shows an essential issue. Despite the fact that there is, in the comparison between GM cotton and organic cotton, a difference in yields, the GM cotton produce more, we noticed two essential issues. First, conventional organic seeds are practically not available and are of very poor quality. So if there was in India support from the government and from other institutions into research to produce good hybrid organic seeds, that would already balance the yields differences. But secondly, and much more importantly, when we look at the net benefits for farmers, we found that because of the fact that farmers, to produce GM crops, need to pay more expensive seeds, more expensive fertilizers and agrochemicals, they are forced to ask loans which are very expensive in India. And at the very end, even in years like 2009, where it was a perfect year from a climatic condition, the net benefits of organic farmers is much higher than the net benefits for BT growers. The other example, which is important to flag, is the so-called golden rice, which was actually yellow rice because of the weird color that it ended up having, which was not foreseen by the creator of this rice. Golden rice has been, and is still being used as a PR exercise for the biotech industry. The problem is that vitamin A deficiency, which is the sickness that this rice is supposed to cure, can be cured with much more effective and much cheaper technologies, intervening into dietary programs, establishing centers that will deal with dietary problems in loco, where the problem is. If instead of wasting, now I don't know, it's probably 12 years of research, many hundred millions of dollars in this research, if we had the chance to spend all those millions of dollars in ensuring that where the problem lies, like in Bangladesh, serious programs that combat vitamin A deficiencies are actually put into place, we would have solved, as it happened in Bangladesh, these problems in a much wider area of the world.